Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about are expats leaving the Philippines and looking for greener pastures. Stick around. We have a new article coming out. This came out yesterday, November 28th, and I thought it was pretty relevant and interesting topic, so we're going to go ahead and talk about it. But the new article that just came out is Immigration Officials Notes Exodus of Foreigners from Philippines Amid Pandemic. And I thought it was interesting because I just did a video about people looking into Latin America now. Things are a lot more free. A lot of things are open. So let's talk about some of the reasons why some of the expats are leaving. Number one, if an expat is here in the Philippines on a tourist visa, at the 3-year mark, he is forced to leave. I have a friend, Vern, who is actually over in Turkey. Maybe he's in Albania now. And he was forced to leave because he hit the 3-year mark. So that is one reason. Two, I have also a lot of buddies here in the Philippines that are over, I can't remember the exact age. It might be over 60 or 65. I can't remember. But if you are over that age, then you are not allowed out in many of the cities. Now, here in Dumaguete, they're pretty laxed about it. But at the beginning, for example, I met my friend who was, I think he was 64 at the time, met out at a restaurant with our girlfriends, and we were going to have dinner, and he was turned away at the door. They ID'd, and they said, "No, sir, you're not allowed because of your age." So a lot of expats that I know, I had a friend who was in Lapu-Lapu, Mactan, which is the Cebu area, another one who is in Davao, are going through similar things right now. You know, they're not allowed out. They're pretty much stuck at home. And a lot of them just got tired of it. They didn't want to stick around for the crazy restrictions. So if you were from the US or Australia, yes, the pandemic numbers were high, but they had freedom. At least they had much more freedom to go out. If they needed to go to the grocery store, they could go. If they wanted to eat at a restaurant or order food or whatever, things were a little bit more free. So a lot of them chose to leave when this whole pandemic started. Another reason is just a lot of them are also worried that they might be forced to take the vaccine even if they don't want to. And some of them are worried about that and are starting to think, maybe I'd be better off in my home country. Maybe I'll have a choice. I won't be forced, because typically in the West, you are not forced to take a vaccine. It's still our personal choice. Well, here in the Philippines, who knows? Maybe it becomes a requirement at some point. I don't know. Some people, again, 50-50. Some people are going to say yes, if that allows me to travel, then I'll take the vaccine. And a lot of people are saying, no way will I take the vaccine. And it doesn't really matter what side you're on. I kind of agree. I think you should have a choice. I don't think anybody should be forced to do anything. So those are some of the reasons. Some of the restrictions were pretty strict here. Only having a pass to go out on certain days, and and only to certain places. You could only go to the gas station, the grocery store, pharmacy. If you were a certain age, you couldn't go to that place. You couldn't also, you could only go out during certain hours as well. So let's look at the article a little bit more, and then let's have a conversation down in the comments section here about what's going on. So the Bureau of Immigration is seeing an uptick in foreign departures compared to arrivals in the country as the coronavirus disease pandemic continues. Well, of course, right? Nobody's allowed into the country. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a second here, but in a public press briefing, immigration spokesperson Dana Sandoval said there was an exodus of foreigners leaving the country with around 2 million departures for the year, adding that this may have an effect on the country's economy by year end. And I think it will, because foreigners, let's be honest, spend a lot more money. They're the ones probably going out to restaurants like 5 times a week. They're going out and spending money at the malls much more than a lot of Filipinos are. They're also going out to resorts and other destinations more than most Filipinos. Again, this is higher compared to the 1.5 million arrivals tallied by the office. Of course, that's going to be the case because nobody's allowed to come. But however, people are allowed to come on Balik-Kaban visas now, which is great. They're allowing family to come in. You know, they want that even up further for Christmas and the holidays. But yeah, so the government says this week it was allowing the entry of Filipino foreign spouses and their children starting December 7th. It is also permitted entry of former Filipino citizens, including their spouses and children, according to Pandemic Task Force resolution. Now, you only visa-free entries, otherwise they are required to pre-book a quarantine facility, COVID-19 test, and again, they want them to reunite for Christmas. So a lot of people that I know have left. Lots. I probably know over a dozen people now that had stayed here for several months, some all the way up to just recently, and have finally said, you know what, I don't know what's going to happen in the near future here in the Philippines, and they just decided to leave. Some just went back to the U.S. or Australia. Some have decided to move on to maybe Colombia or Mexico, and which is why I did the Philippines versus Latin America. I still believe that Latin America is going to get an uptick in expat arrivals, and the Southeast Asia is going to decline a little bit. We'll have to see what happens in the future. A lot of things happening out here in Southeast Asia with visas and different things like that. Vaccines, we don't know what's going to happen. Southeast Asia seems like it's going to be much more strict than Latin America and the Western countries with it. Again, we're going to have to see what happens. So, not a real long video, guys. I will put this article, link it down in the comments for you guys to read. But give me your opinion, and maybe some of you who were here in the Philippines and decided to leave. Even myself, at some point, I'm going to have to get back home, probably sooner than later here. So, let me know down in the comments. So we'll have that discussion as usual. And guys, I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. That does help with the YouTube algorithm. Share the video if you like it. And if you want to stay updated with all my new videos and live streams, make sure you hit that bell notification. That way you're notified every time I have a new video that comes out. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.